It's funny. We go about our day surrounded by these incredible technologies, but so many of them are completely invisible. They're the silent, tireless systems working away in the background, just making sure everything works. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of them, a hidden guardian of the power that runs, well, pretty much everything. Think about it. The massive data centers that stream your favorite shows, the logistics hubs that get packages to your door, a huge chunk of our most critical infrastructure runs on diesel power. It's the lifeblood of industry, and it's our ultimate backup plan when everything else goes dark. But here's the catch. What happens when that lifeblood, that fuel we count on, is dirty? What if the very thing that's supposed to be reliable is hiding a threat that can bring a multi-million-dollar piece of machinery to a grinding halt? Yeah, that's the hidden problem we're digging into today. So to really understand the solution, you've got to meet the villains first. And these are the contaminants you'll find lurking in diesel fuel. They're usually invisible, but believe me, they're incredibly destructive. Okay, first up, we have the classic bad guy, particulate matter. Just imagine tiny, hard particles of rust flaking off from old pipes, or sediment getting stirred up in a giant storage tank. Inside an engine, this stuff acts like liquid sandpaper, just grinding away at super-sensitive parts. Not good. Villain number 2 is one you might not expect: water. You know how they say oil and water don't mix? Well, in a modern high-tech engine, it's way worse than that. It's catastrophic. Water in the diesel can cause rust, sure, but the real danger is when it hits the super hot tip of a fuel injector. It flashes into steam instantly, expanding so fast that it can literally crack the injector tip wide open. And finally, we have the most sneaky villain of them all: gels and sludge. You see, diesel fuel can actually go bad, especially when it sits for a long time. It oxidizes, microbes can grow in it, and it creates these soft, sticky contaminants. It's basically just goo, and it's perfect for clogging up filters and starving an engine of fuel right when you need it most. So the takeaway here is that the stakes are incredibly high. These modern engines are precision instruments. With clean fuel, like you see on the left, they purr like a kitten. But on the right, with that contaminated fuel, you get clogged injectors, your maintenance costs go through the roof, and you're looking at critical failures that can shut down your entire operation. It's a total nightmare. But you know how it goes. For every set of villains, a hero eventually arrives. And in this story, our hero isn't wearing a cape. It's a brilliant piece of engineering designed to fight this invisible threat head-on. Meet the DX40. This is a high-flow membrane filtration system. It's a specialized guardian built for one single purpose: to scrub diesel fuel clean at the most critical points, making sure only pure, ultra-clean fuel reaches the machines that depend on it. And this diagram just shows you the whole concept perfectly. You can see it here acting like a bouncer at a club. The fuel arrives from the delivery truck, it has to pass through the DX40 system to get cleaned up, and only then is it allowed into the main storage tank. No contaminants allowed. So how does it actually pull this off? It's a really smart but simple 4-step process. Dirty fuel goes in, a pre-filter grabs any of the big stuff, then pumps push the fuel through the heart of the system, these core membrane modules. And what comes out the other side? Pure, clean diesel. Simple as that. Now this is where the real magic happens, inside those modules. The tech is called polymer membrane filtration, and it's kind of got a superpower. See, it has a dual-action attack. First, it uses sieving, which is just physically blocking any hard particles that are too big to pass through. But here's the really clever part. It also uses adsorption. The membrane is chemically designed to attract and trap all those soft, sticky gels that other filters just let right through, so it catches both the rocks and the slime. Okay. So we've met the villains and we've met our hero. Now let's go see this technology in action out on the front lines, acting as a gatekeeper for the modern world. Here it is, right in its natural habitat, a huge oil depot. In this job, it's the final checkpoint before fuel gets loaded onto tanker trucks. By making sure every single gallon is pure, it protects the fuel supplier's reputation. I mean, think about it. One bad batch of fuel could damage dozens of your customers' engines and destroy your brand overnight. And this is where it really hits home for all of us. The backup generators for data centers, for hospitals, even for nuclear power plants, they all run on diesel that might sit in a tank for years, slowly going bad. This system is used to perform regular dialysis on that fuel, keeping it fresh.
So if there's an emergency, those generators start on the very first try. During a blackout at a hospital, that single, reliable start can literally be the difference between life and death. Now let's go to one of the toughest places on Earth, a mine. The gigantic machinery here, these things have engines that can cost more than a house. In a dusty, gritty place like this, getting ultra-clean diesel is absolutely non-negotiable. It protects those massive investments, and just as important, it minimizes downtime. In mining, every hour a machine is down can cost thousands and thousands of dollars, so preventing even one failure saves a fortune. So we've seen the problem, we've seen the tech, and we've seen it in action. But what's the bottom line here? What is the actual tangible value of having fuel this pure? Well, the numbers tell a really powerful story. Compared to the old ways of filtering, this membrane system uses up to 40% less energy. It produces zero wastewater, unlike systems that need all sorts of chemical cleaning. And maybe the most impressive part, the filter elements last for 3 years or more. That is a massive reduction in maintenance.
So why does all of this matter? It really just boils down to these 4 things. Clean fuel protects your expensive equipment. It guarantees that critical emergency power will be there when you need it. It lets companies and even entire countries store strategic fuel reserves for much longer. And it cuts the costs of maintenance and downtime. At the end of the day, it's all about security, reliability, and efficiency. This whole deep dive has been about just one invisible guardian. It's a powerful reminder that our entire modern world is built on this foundation of incredible engineering that we almost never get to see. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other unseen technologies are out there, right now, silently and flawlessly keeping your world running?